Okay, so that gives me the perfect cue for the sort of question that anchors like asking and academics hate answering, which is you're saying you have a perfect cue. If they made you foreign minister tomorrow, what are the 3 things you would do?
Well,
I told you it's not the kind of question.
No, that's a very, very... no, I think, see, in some ways, the challenge for India remains, first of all, how do we conceptualize China in our foreign policy?
Okay.
And I think, in any case, if I'm an academic writing a book on Indian foreign policy, it's striking how everything revolves around China.
Yeah.
You take any issue, from economics to trade, to supply chains, to technology, to our partnerships, you will have to have a section which will start the China problem. So in a sense, getting China right is perhaps the biggest issue in front of India. Now, what does right mean? It means that A, you continue to work with China wherever possible, but also you have to build those critical capacities that will not make you over-dependent on China. You know, where China cannot come to us and say, look, I'm turning off these rare earths, and therefore you have to behave in this manner.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you, though I asked you through. You've suggested throughout, and we haven't discussed this fully, you're saying that the answer to handling China is not just looking outwards, it's looking inwards. That the reason they are where they are is because they made the right reforms in higher education, in technology, in being not so dependent on the world. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. I think all power flows from the domestic rather than external. I mean, the rest of the world can help us. Yeah. But ultimately, we have to find our own source of our strategic aspiration, and that source exists inside India, not outside India.
So that would be the first thing you would do. I'm going to sort of, because you're running out of time, suggest the second thing you would do would be to recognize that the nature of American foreign policy is more and more influenced by domestic policy, and it's therefore going to be more openly transactional, so deal with it.
Yes, I think and not only America, I think the rest of the world is moving in a direction where everyone wants to talk a language of power and interest. And I think we should be more comfortable in talking about power and interest, which we have not been. Yeah. We are slightly uncomfortable when it comes to power. I know previous ministers have said that, look, we are very uncomfortable when it comes to hard power. So I think in some ways, as the nature of the world changes, we have to continue to change. And finally, since you asked the third one, I think let's make Pakistan irrelevant in our foreign policy by not talking about it constantly.
Yeah, what happens if they launch a terrorist attack? We can't ignore them.
Then we respond, but I think it can't be the driving principle of Indian foreign policy that we have to tackle. You can create a deterrence model vis-a-vis China, and that vis-a-vis Pakistan, and I think that should take care of Pakistan for the foreseeable future, because if you get distracted with Pakistan, then I think a lot of the things that you want to build and that you want to curate and create in India, that will certainly become a sideshow, which should not happen.
So look beyond Pakistan, handle China, accept that foreign policy in the world has changed, and finally treat this whole Trump thing as an opportunity, because the rest of the world is now more interested in India.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for summing it up so nicely.
Thank you, Professor.